The 1960s American automotive industry was defined by a ruthless, high RPM arms race fought right on the blacktop. Ford and General Motors poured millions into pushing street-legal cars to dangerous, race-level limits to capture a completely untouched demographic. Ford executive Lee Iacocca recognized a goldmine in the millions of baby boomers coming of age. This generation had disposable income and wanted cars that reflected their own values rather than the heavy, practical sedans of their parents. Iacocca formed a secretive planning group called the Fairlane Committee. Their engineering mandate was strict: design a sporty car with a rear seat that weighed under 2,500 pounds and cost less than $2,500. On April 17, 1964, Ford unveiled the result of those covert meetings at the New York World's Fair. They named it the Mustang. Buyers snapped up 22,000 Mustangs on the very first day. By the end of its first year on the market, more than 418,000 units had rolled off the lots, setting a new industry record. This overwhelming success left General Motors with a massive sales deficit and an urgent need to reclaim their share of the youth market. Behind closed doors, Chevrolet scrambled to build a competitor. They initiated a rapid development program under the codename Project XP836, which engineers internally referred to as the Panther. When the press caught wind of the Panther name, Chevy general manager Pete Estes orchestrated a 14-city teleconference. He invited journalists to join the Society for the Elimination of Panthers from the Automotive World, a stunt designed to publicly discard the leaked moniker. Estes announced that their new car would follow Chevrolet's traditional C naming convention, lining up with the Corvette and Corvair. He unveiled the Camaro. When a reporter asked what a Camaro actually was, Chevrolet executives delivered a rehearsed reply: a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs. Chevrolet's PR stunt forced the rivalry out of the shadows, turning a quiet showroom competition into a public struggle for engineering dominance. The corporate rivalry rapidly transformed into a spec-driven engineering race right on the assembly lines. In the small block category, Chevrolet developed the high-revving Z28 with a 302 cubic inch engine. Ford retaliated with their own purpose-built 302, named the Boss. Ford's mechanical strategy relied on massive 2.23-inch canted intake valves, set at an angle to pull in larger volumes of air. Both automakers officially rated these engines at 290 horsepower to lower insurance premiums, but their actual output easily exceeded 400 horsepower. Ford also needed to meet NASCAR homologation rules, requiring a certain number of street-legal race cars be sold to the public. To achieve this, they shoehorned a massive 429 cubic inch V8 into the Mustang to create a Boss 429. With an actual output exceeding 500 horsepower, the Boss 429 could cover a quarter-mile drag strip in the low 13-second range. Chevrolet's answer was the 1969 Camaro ZL1. They dropped an all-aluminum 427 cubic inch engine, originally built for professional racing, straight into a street-legal Camaro. The ZL1 engine alone cost $4,160, pushing the total price to $7,200. Only 69 were ever built, covering the quarter mile in 11.6 seconds. By 1969, Detroit dealerships were selling high-compression, street-legal dragsters to any customer with enough cash for the monthly payment. While street-line speed dominated the streets, the engineering war also played out on the road courses of the Sports Car Club of America's Trans-American Championship. Trans Am rules forced innovation by limiting engines to 305 cubic inches and requiring cars to be based on factory production chassis. Chevrolet struck first, with driver Mark Donohue and the Penske Racing Team proving the Z28 Camaro was a highly calibrated track instrument by winning back-to-back championships. Ford mounted an aggressive counterattack in 1970. Backed by Bud Moore Engineering, Parnelli Jones pushed the Boss 302 to secure the championship for Ford. These factory-backed racing programs served as the ultimate promotional tools, proving the old industry adage that a win on Sunday led to sales on Monday. The golden age of horsepower slowed abruptly as the global and political landscape shifted in the early 1970s. The OPEC oil crisis, an embargo by major petroleum exporting countries, caused fuel prices to spike, while insurance companies began charging high premiums for high-performance V8s. Simultaneously, new EPA emissions laws forced Detroit to modify their engines. The Environmental Protection Agency set strict new regulations aimed at reducing air pollution. As factory racing support vanished, the new models grew heavier and slower, struggling under the weight of detuned engines and strict emissions hardware. Over the last 50 years, the Mustang has consistently outsold the Camaro, yet the two nameplates remain linked by the competition that created them. The unregulated competition of the Pony Wars forced an era of rapid innovation, creating a standard for performance that continues to define American car culture. Are you Team Blue Oval or Team Bowtie? Let us know your pick in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into automotive history.